Good evening, dear tutor. My name is Akira Moya, and today I am going to talk about the concept of sign language, the difference between verbal and non-verbal communication, and the concepts of paralanguage and paralinguistic. So let's get started. What is sign language? Sign language is a manual form of communication in which gestures or symbols are used in place of spoken words. This method of communication has long been used, perhaps even before oral communication. It is highly adaptive and can convey subtle nuances by combining coded hand signals, facial expressions, and possibly an additional manual alphabet. Sign languages vary from country to country and region to region, each with its own particular set of gestures. For example, in Spain, they use Spanish Sign Language, and in the United States, they use American Sign Language. For this reason, sign language is often used when oral communication is not possible or desirable. Sign language, it may be employed by people who are deaf or hard of hearing, but is sometimes also adapted by hearing people in some circumstances. Let's continue with the difference between verbal and nonverbal communication. On the one side, verbal communication involves the use of the verbal word to interchange some information, feelings, or ideas. Frequently, it is the primary means of communication, especially in business and formal contexts. For example, when we are in a business meeting or talking to friends or family. On the other hand, nonverbal communication is the interchange of messages that dispenses with speaking words. It is often more efficient than verbal communication, as it is able to convey our emotions, actions, and feelings in a better way. For example, when we make a body movement to express an action such as no, you are telling lies. Therefore, although both are indispensable for an efficient communication, nonverbal signals are generally to be able to transmit our messages more successfully, particularly in contexts where verbal communication may have limitations, like when giving commands or guidelines. Paralanguage subsequently alludes to nonverbal aspects of communication that are used to alter the meaning of the messages expressed and to transmit the emotions of the participants in the act of speaking. It is also relevant to mention that within the scope of paralanguage is body language, where the body movements and gesticulations, which talkers often manifest during acts of communication. For example, when someone is upset and you tell them to, wow, just take it easy, man, with movements and talking. On the other hand, paralinguistic referring to verbal communication that provides certain overtones or intentions of meaning via the pitch of speech, the volume, the speaking speak, the moments of silence, and the way words are articulated. The paralinguistic qualities of language are highly relevant in human communication as they have the power to totally transport the message conveyed. For example, when we raise our voice in a speech, it is well seen, but if we raise our voice while conversing with someone, it can transfer the message either good or bad, depending on how the message is received. If you want to learn more about this issue, I recommend you to watch the following videos that will help you to understand more about the topic explained. So thanks, dear tutor. That is all.